All right, welcome back to Watching with Styles. Second half of this UT Bama game. Now, I'm not sure. I can only guess. Some reason, if anybody watched on YouTube, the broadcast got deleted. Some privacy thing. I'm not sure. I don't know. It's because of CBS SEC logo in the top right corner. I'm not sure. So for anyone who's watching on YouTube that for some reason didn't see it live, because I heard it got interrupted live anyway, you can watch it on Twitter. Twitter is a little more free than YouTube. So the broadcast is 100% on Twitter. They completely deleted it on YouTube. So I apologize for that. So we are back on the second half. Now this is going to be quicker. I don't have too many more stats unless I get questions. We're just going to run through this thing. The crazy thing about this game, is Alabama didn't even play close to a perfect game. They had issues, missed field goals, muff punt, penalties. I can't remember how many penalties they had, but they had a shit ton of penalties. And they still had a chance to win at the end. The tempo gives you a chance to win because you get extra possessions. As long as you get a few stops. That's key. Key for us to get a few stops. Because with those few stops, and if our offense can possess the ball, you will wear Tennessee's defense down. Just off of just the nature of the scheme. So we just have to do a good job of converting on third down. And Will has done a pretty good job of doing that this year on third down. We have to punch them in the mouth. We have to make them pay for being aggressive. The way they play on defense, they're going to react to play action. So this might be a game where you might get a little more tight end involvement in this game plan. You definitely should get more running back involvement in the pass game with leak outs, screens, because they are coming. And when they come, they are not worried about that back leaking out. They're going to bring 6, and there's nobody has the back. So it's going to be interesting with the amount of screens that we have ran this year. Are they going to adjust to that? Because the screen game is there. The quick game is there. Getting the ball out of Will's hands quickly is there. And the run game is there. But we have to possess the ball. And on defense, we have to play sound. And we gotta get a couple 3 and outs or 4 and out. Just quick drives. And the crazy thing about it, a drive of probably 8 plays is probably equivalent to us going 3 and out on our offense. So anything around 5, 6, 7 plays is great for our defense to get them off the field. Lake Dog wants C-Rod to get 30 carries. You know, we're all going to get a lot of plays. I mean, I think I said that yesterday. I think of those. Let me find what I wrote down to clarify. Because I think Alabama had like 83 plays. And I think Florida had like 70 plays. So that alone is enough plays to get you going. Let me make sure I'm speaking facts. So Bama had 83, Florida had 87, and LSU had 73. That's a lot of plays. Usually the game is around the 60s. So for Bama and Florida almost had 90 plays. So in 90 plays, C-Rod should be able to get 30 carries. In 87 plays, 83 plays, C-Rod should get close to 30 carries. Because He should get 30 carries. So, yes, C-Rod should get 30, but I also would like to see Will get about 30 to 35 passes because their secondary, with the receivers that we have and the aggressiveness that they play with, if we can win one-on-one battles, we would get them. Late dog, we scored 42 last year. I don't think 35 is even close to being out of question. I mean, Alabama scored 49, and honestly, I don't know. I haven't watched enough Alabama film, but the film I watched this game, they're not too much better than us. Their offensive line is not world beaters. They have a damn good quarterback, though. They have a really good running back, and they have a good stable of receivers. That is similar to us. Their tight ends couldn't block. Number 81 missed so many damn blocks, but he can catch the ball. Defensively, I think the scheme just put themselves in some weird situation. And this is not the Bama of old where they have just an abundance of talent up front. The linebackers are good, but they got Will Anderson and a few other guys. So that secondary, putting those safeties on islands, was not a smart decision in space. And that's pretty much, to me, how they beat them. They defeated the safeties. And we're not going to put our safeties on islands like that. And I think that's the difference. We're going to force them to hopefully snap the ball multiple times. And I think if we can get them to snap the ball over 7 times, I think it's to our advantage. I really do. So let's just get into this thing. So Tennessee got the ball first. Up a possession. Did you ever? No, never. No. Phil said, did you ever face a high-tempo offense when you played? No, I did not. That high-tempo stuff wasn't. Remember, I played in the early 90s. I guess the early to, I guess I played the 96. I guess that'd be the mid-90s maybe. No, I will never remember a team, and I could be wrong. My memory could escape me. But if it happened, it might have happened on one play. Like, it never happened in a series where it was like snap, snap, snap. They might have got a first down and got up to the line real quickly. I don't remember it, though. Back in those days, everybody ran pro offenses back then. There was 2 backs, I formation, a tight end. The only team that didn't was Florida. Florida ran 4 wide pretty much. But and Florida could get in an I set too, though. But for the most part, teams played with 2 backs and a tight end. That was pretty much the majority of the game. Unless it was passing downs, then some teams will get to 4 wide. Or you get to a 3 wide with 1 tight end. But normally a tight end was in the game. And a lot of it was 2 back. Maybe Brigham, I don't think even Brigham Young ran tempo. They ran spread, I guess you want to call it, but no. I think Houston ran it, maybe, with guys. What's the guy's name that got drafted by the Lions? And then Klingler. What's Andre's last name? Whatever. No, but I did not. Not like this. And to me, the tempo, to me, Tennessee's thing is the combination of the tempo and the. No, it's not Andre Pete. And that kid was one of my favorite quarterbacks when I was in high school football. Andre. Now I got to search for it. So we're going to put a pause while I search for this damn quarterback for Houston. He came before Klingler, David Klingler. Andre Reed? No. Andre. This is the great thing about modern day technology because I can, well, maybe first Andre Ware. Thank you, CC. That's who I'm looking for, Andre Ware. But other than that, so remember the first down play. This is, and I don't. You know what? I talk about our players, so why wouldn't I talk about other players? This is the thing to me that is why Hendon Hooker can win a Heisman, but not be halfway starter in the NFL. He misses layups, and he doesn't have the strongest arm. This is a scheme. He fits this system well, and he's a smart kid. That's the thing that is underrated by him is his intelligence. Remember when he came to UT last year, he wasn't a starter. That guy from Michigan was a starter. So he lost the quote unquote competition during the spring. But he's smart. The kid is what, 25? He's the age of Jalen Hurts. So I don't know how many snaps he's had. He started at Virginia Tech. So he's got snaps. He's seen a lot. So that's the thing for me. That's the advantage for him going to UT and playing the system. He has snaps. He has the experience. And he's not going. The other thing that I like about him is he doesn't play outside of his skill set. He's not going to do anything stupid. He plays within himself. But like these plays, that's a layup. That's a layup. That's a pure layup that he just missed. And he didn't miss it by a little bit. He missed it by a lot. This is the part that scares me. His ability to escape the pocket and get these 8-9 cheap yards. That scares me because that keeps drives alive. Yeah, we beat him when he was at VTech. It was a different system. He's the same quarterback, same arm talent, same ability to escape the pocket. He's just in a system that is so difficult for defenses, but it's incumbent on him to find the open receivers. And he does a good job of finding it. It is a very simple offense. That is not complicated. See, this is how I will play. See how they got these two receivers displaced, but there's no one defensively that's over the top. I don't think you need him there. You got this guy here that's kind of splitting the difference. So if they want to throw this pass, that's a 20-plus yard pass. That gives this guy enough time to react and make a play on it. You don't have to be over the top of him. Now, because you play it like this, there's got to be a receiver down here. I don't know if you can see him. But this is trips. There you go. You see him down there. Look how many men they got in the box. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and a half. So that's pretty damn good. And I think, for me, that's how you got to play it. You got to force them to try to make that long throw, and now everybody's got to rally. Now, this is dangerous because if they pitch it, now I know this is not a pitch relationship. He's not in a position to pitch it. Seems like he's more trying to block and they trying to get the edge. But if he was in pitch relationship, that would be not good because he might still be running. See, that's the stuff I'm talking about. You can't miss that receiver. And this is the stuff I'm talking about on defense. Is when you go man and the shit hits the fan, all right, there, it's ball game. You have no margin for error except an inaccurate throw. They were fortunate then. You got to make that tackle. Great play on defense. That's a great rally. So now you got them on downs. Now think about it. They had that ball at the start of half and ran less than 3 minutes off the clock. And they probably had, 7, 8 plays? So even with a extended drive, it's not that much time off the clock. And that's real time because there's no timeouts. I mean, I guess they had a couple of incompletions, but the defense might have had 5 minutes off. This is what we got to be. I don't know what the word is. We can't let this stuff get to us. Don't tell me. Now, yesterday I had no problem with the software. Now today I'm going to have to. We're going to have. We got to be aware of getting negative plays. And it's going to happen just to the nature of their defense. Don't hang your head if they get a TFL, they get a tackle for a loss, they get something to put you behind the chains. Because even though they're putting you behind the chains, they are very susceptible to a big play just because of the nature of their defense. They are very, 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 very aggressive. They are coming downhill. And the thing about it, it really matches their offense. And that's probably why they play that way, is because their offense is that way. So it kind of matches it. So they know in the back of their head that their offense is going to put points on the board. So all they want to do is stop the opponent's defense for 2 or 3 series. The same way the opponent wants to stop them for 2 or 3 series, they want to do the same to you because they feel without a shadow of doubt that their offense is going to score every possession. So they're coming at you. They're trying to create negative plays to get the ball back to their offense. So you can just see this might be a no-go because this thing is ridiculous today. Yeah, Elliot, they are. They're blitzing the majority of the time. No doubt about it. They are definitely, what's the word? They're definitely trying to put pressure on your O-line. And they are going to stress them out, without a doubt. That's their goal. Their goal is to force you to be uncomfortable. And when a lot of teams are uncomfortable, they make mistakes. Because all they need, in Tennessee's opinion, all they need is a couple turnovers. Because that's a couple extra opportunities that their offense gets to put points on you. And once their offense gets the lead, it's hard. Because now you're playing from behind, and now as an offense, you're probably, more than likely, trying to do things outside of the framework of your scheme. So that's the advantage of their defense. And the other advantage is they make you one-dimensional. And when you become one-dimensional, it becomes very easy for a defense. So that's the advantage. So now you can see here how many people they're bringing. They got like 9 men here. They all coming downhill. That's why play action is scary. But you can get those. So they playing straight man. If they playing straight man, and here's the thing. We didn't play a lot of man because we wasn't sure that we were going to get the blitz we're going to get there. But if they rushing 5, it's just simple math. If they're rushing 5, They can keep a linebacker underneath that's free and a safety over the top that's free. Right? So that's 7. And they got 4 guys man-to-man on everybody else. You can get them all day. Somebody should win a one-on-one every time. Not some of the time. Everybody, one of the 4 receivers should win a one-on-one 100% of the time. You just got to find them. Now, Bama is up. Now, they're tied right now. I'm sorry. Good move by that running back. They have nobody. You see how easy that was? Because since they're devoting so many men upfield, trying to pressure you, and other guys are playing man-to-man, right? When you're playing man, and you're playing man, and you got man guys on the outside, there's no eyes on the running back, right? This guy probably has the running back. If he gets caught in the wash, like right there, when he gets blocked, it's ball game. Yeah, that running back is really good, Scott. He is a beast. We got a good running back too, just a different style. They got a running back that can hit a home run. We got a running back that's going to punish the defense. So Tennessee had a possession, got stopped. Alabama's doing kind of the same thing, just a little too much man for me. And now they get this on that safety. Look at the number. Number 2 and number 15 gets toasted every time. It's very simple defense. It's straight man. Hyatt did not do anything special on this route. Watch. He did nothing special on this route. Nothing extraordinary. He just ran a switch route. They switched, and he just got him. I mean, when you look at it, that was not like a great route. But they got him in space, and when you got to cover that much grass, it can be a problem. And obviously, that's what happened. That's what happened all game. No freaking great routes, no precise running, none of that. That's a PI, you ask me. They just simple stuff. Just out in space. Just like Alabama, Tennessee putting their guys out in space, they did the same thing. Not a great route right here. Not anything special. He's just playing man with a lot of room. It's easy pickings. See that tight end right there? We complain. This is why if you don't watch a lot of football, that's why I say people complain about us. But man, you gotta look at other games. Just watching. Man, we are, for some reason, software is slow today. This is so he makes no block. 0. I got maybe 3 more times of this. We're gonna call it a day. But this is the bad part about guys and girls about going live. Because if I wasn't going live, I could edit this stuff out. But I like going live and talking to the peoples. What kind of zone looks would you try against those wide? It depends. I am a big proponent of quarters. You can play cover 2 easily. I'm not sure if I would go cover 3 because that makes your corner a little soft. And with them being so wide, that strong safety or weak side linebacker coming down and having that curl flat is probably difficult. The other thing is that they are so displaced out for contain. It's just difficult. I would rather play a little cover 2 and spread my safeties out maybe, and tuck my edges in. Leave number 2 uncovered, just like I showed earlier, and play like that. That might be what I'll do, but I'll play quarters. Quarters to me is the best. I'm gonna say for me is the best coverage ever created because it can morph to so many other coverages just off of pattern read. I don't see them throwing deep middle often. No, well they honestly, John, they can't throw deep middle because all their fucking guys are on top of the numbers or outside the numbers. So for them to throw a middle pass, it would have to be a running back because they're spaced out so wide. They are at worst in between the numbers and the hash. That's the tightest they will ever get. I'm not a blitz person, Cobby. Not with those fuckers being so wide. You just see what they did to Alabama. Keep on blitzing. Now, for me, what you can do, you can simulate blitz and bring. Mississippi State film is great. I think I charted. I think we brought 5 like 3 times, but we overloaded sides. So even though we brought, it looked like a blitz, we was only bringing 4. We was just putting 3 on 2. So we had 3 guys coming from one side, overloading one side, faking blitz on the other, and that nose tackle would, instead of being on 0, being on top of being over the center, he will shade over to the weak side, away from the guys who come away from the 3 side. So that's what I would do. I like to cover 2 fulls up. Yeah, to me, look, it's difficult. Period. I'm sorry, It's difficult no matter how you slice it. If we tackle well, we're fine. I will say this. If we can handle their run with 5 men in the box, it's going to be a long day for them. But we got to handle the run game with 5 men in the box. If we can handle it with 5, I think we're golden. Because then that leaves 6 for the other 2. And then that means you can play some over the top. You can even go play man under with cover 2. Have 2 guys over the top and play man on the 4 receivers, but you have help over the top. There's all kind of options. But quarters, cover 4 is a beast. It's a beast. And I think it's the best coverage created. Because you can mix it up with other zone cover. You can play cover 6, like cover quarters. If they're in the field, you can play quarters to the wide side and play cover 2 to the boundary. So you still have 4 on 4, but you get them linebackers in those underneath drops. And they don't pass too much underneath. They usually go deep. So cover 4 eliminates 4 verts. There's things that you can do in cover 4, to me, that can combat this a little easier. Now, the only problem is your flats are pretty much to the field. It's pretty much a loss because that linebacker is not going to get out there. But they don't run too many quick games, though. All their route combinations are deep. So maybe that's not needed. But for me, I would go cover 2 and cover 4. Maybe do some mix with cover 4. You can always play man on one side and cover 4 on the other. There's so many things you can do. I know Coach White's gonna come up with the right combination, no doubt. One thing that I'm for sure of is that our defense is gonna have the right scheme. Now, the thing about it is can we execute? I think the game plan defensively is not an issue. I think the execution of the game plan is the issue. So as I was saying earlier, watch this guy block. He did touch him, but that's about it. I believe you can run on him. Now, I don't think I would run wide zone on them because that's their speed. Man, he missed that one. I think that's the talent of this defense is the speed. But this secondary is to be had. Dingo's not as bad. That's more like Upshaw, if you ask me. Whew, that's a great pass. This kid is special. Look, like I said, I've said and I keep saying, Will is to me is a second best NFL ready quarterback from jump. A lot of people say, well, he's gonna have to wait. That's bullshit. He is the most NFL ready. See, like here, let me see. Let's see if I can go backwards. When they're not aggressive, they get confused. Because there's no way he should be this wide. It's not that someone should be over him, but somebody should be a little outside of him. That cornerback drifted a little bit too much with that post. But they are to be had. So now think about this. Wasn't it like 21-7 at one time? At one time, it's 21-7. This is why, if you can weather that first quarter, you can be in this thing. Now, let's see if I can go backwards. I'm going to see if I got an end zone view. Nope. Let's see if I can go backwards without this thing crapping on me. All right. Now, we complain about our O-line. Watch this shit here. And this happened multiple times. This ain't just a one-time deal. And just watch how cavalier they are. All right? They're only bringing 4 right now. There's a free guy. No one touches him. Look at that. No one touches him. Look at number 70. Look at 56. No sense of urgency. Look at 65. Good news, Valentine's a lot better than he was last year, so long as I'm gonna say this. And CC, I don't know how long you've been following me, but it's that other guy on the other end that really was the issue. Valentine didn't play as badly as people think. Because corners, here's the thing. Here's the thing about playing the defensive back position, specifically the corner position, is when shit goes bad, it's obvious to fans that it's your fault. But sometimes it's not your fault. You're just the guy who's closer to the receiver that catches the ball. I know that doesn't make sense. But sometimes you react to the pass of the ball and you're just a guy that's closer to him. But sometimes it's not your fault. Period. It looks that way. Sometimes like it's not the safety's fault. It's the corner's fault. But the safety is the last guy that the fans see nearest, or is the guy nearest to the receiver that catches the ball. Sometimes it's the corner's fault. Sometimes it's a linebacker fault for not getting depth. Because you can't cover every blade of grass. You need teammates' help. That's not to say Valentine didn't have issues, but I'm just saying he didn't play as poorly as people think. Now, if we were a straight man-to-man team, then there's no doubt about it. It's easy to pick out the corner because you're a man. We don't play straight man-to-man often. We play a lot of zone. When you play a lot of zone, that means somebody else potentially can be at fault. And John, you're right. It's nobody's fault. Look, I've been saying this for a long time. The other team is on scholarship too. Their players are paid. Their books are paid. Their dormitories are paid for. They got a meal plan. They have the same damn facilities, and they get all the shit that we get. They get those. They're gonna make a play too. Will has what you can't teach. The biggest joy at the next level for him will be getting through his progression. See, here's the deal. I said this last year. I think in the middle of the season. I think I might have said it after the South Carolina game. I can't remember. And now people have jumped on it. But I got proof. Will Levis is Josh Allen of Buffalo at this age. Josh Allen completed like 50% of his passes as a senior. People will say all kind of stuff, but one thing he has is a strong arm. This is what people have to remember on the next level. See how these hashes are so far apart in college? Some people say, oh, well, that makes throwing in college harder. No, it doesn't. It makes it easier. Because like earlier, I think yesterday somebody made the keen statement of throwing it to the boundary. In college, you can throw into the boundary because the hash is so close to the sideline. It's a shorter throw. In NFL, there is no short throw. Period. There's no short throw. Those hashes are tight. So every throw is a long throw. And Will can make every throw. The other thing that Will can do, which won't happen in NFL, is they will allow him to run. What Josh Allen did well his first season and a half was buy time and run. As he got better receivers, he got better. Because here's the thing in NFL. There's not a lot of zone. The reason why there's not a lot of zone in the NFL is because you have that 5-yard contact rule. In college, you can hit the receiver anywhere down the field you want to as long as the ball's not in there. There's no 5-yard restriction zone. It's anywhere until the ball's in the air. So since you can't hit someone after 5 yards, how can you play zone? Because you can't be physical. So therefore, that's why a lot of teams play man-to-man. So I'm going to get up on you. I'm going to close your gap now because I can't touch you after 5. So now if you play more man in the NFL, guess what happens? There are a lot more instances of easy reads. It's an easy read. That's why NFL, you hear people saying, well, such and such quarterback doesn't have a true number one receiver. You know why that's an issue? Because a true number one receiver is going to get open 90% of the time. So if you don't have a true number one receiver, you're playing with one hand behind your back. Because in NFL, if you pay attention to the game, you pay attention to who's the number one receiver. And when anything goes awry in the pocket, guess who's getting the ball? That number one receiver. Probably 80% of the time. Because you know he's going to get open. So, honestly, in NFL, there really are not that many progressions. It's a little easier. Now, the difference is, if you throw a bad ball, it's coming right back down your throat. In college, it's probably not coming back down your throat. It's probably going to get knocked down or incompletion or whatever. But in NFL, throw a pass behind the receiver, and that thing is coming right back at you. And that's really the biggest thing. Our secondary is much better. Our whole team is much better. Honestly, one reason is these guys that's one more year in the system. They now can play more freely because they know what they're supposed to do and not trying to almost play like robots. So in Alabama now, in the third quarter, with about 10 minutes taken off the clock, or is in the fucking lead. Do you guys remember what happened last year? This is the recipe. You just got to be close in the first quarter. Look how these guys are. Look at that. They're outside the numbers. Into the boundary, they're outside the numbers. I don't know what 15 is doing. Someone has contained, and I guarantee you it's 15. Why we go under this block? There's nobody out there. Gotta stop the big play. See that right there? Making them do this? You should be happy. Making them run the ball, that's 3 snaps. Making them keep snap. Keep snap. They want to do that. They want the deep ball. Make them keep snapping the ball. Look at that miss. That's a miss. See, we only see the end stat when you don't watch their games. But when you turn on their games, he misses a lot of open receivers. A lot. Too many. But with the way they stress the defense out, it almost balances out. Because he just throws to so many wide open receivers. But Tennessee is to be had. Defense, that secondary, I think they're 129 or 130 out of 131 teams in pass yards given up. Now, as I said earlier, when we started, they also probably get more passes thrown at him. He was on a top 10 NFL list. Who, Will, John? And whose list are we referring to? You cannot let them out of this situation. Deep on that side of the field, and they're just going to get out of it in 2 plays. You cannot let that happen. Will is definitely in the top 20. If he's not in the top 10, he's definitely in the top 20. See that? You cannot. Oh, Hendon Hooker. No. I'm telling you. Hendon Hooker. Look at this route. Nothing special. They're just playing man, and they got a fucking safety on a real good receiver, and he just gets eaten up. What is he doing? Why is he not in the pedal? Why is he not protecting the inside? That's just bad. Hendon Hooker, I'm not sure when he would get drafted. I'm not sure what his grade would be if I had him. I'm just trying to think of the quarterback. Because here's the thing about the quarterback position. I think so too, Scott. Scott said he thinks Will is a better prospect than. Elliot, what you said? Not again. It counts the broadcast. That's what you're saying. I don't. If it is Elliot, I'm not sure what it is. I really think it's a CBS because I broadcast. I'm sorry, John. I have no idea, guys. I really don't. It says it's a scam or spam or something. I don't get it. I will say this, guys. If you have a Twitter account, I'm going to type my Twitter handle. I'm at VStyles17. If you go there, see, that's why I say, Mike, it's probably that damn CBS logo. But the funny part about it is I do it on ESPN. Why is CBS a better logo? I don't know. Let me see what you know. What guys? Let me see if I can do something. Let me see something. I don't know how I can do it. Give me 1 second. Oop. Now I just lost my placement. Let me see if I can. All right. Let's see. Let me know if they bring it back. Because now I got the CBS logo out. Where was I? Were we in the 4th quarter yet? But, I mean, what round would you draft Hendon Hooker in? I really don't think he's even a 4th round pick. I mean, but I know, let's see what he does in the combine. Because I don't think he's accurate. I know we saw this. I'm not sure is how accurate he is. Because, like I say, he just misses too many. We saw this, didn't we? We definitely passed this. Okay. We're in here. I don't know, man. I don't think he's a second round pick. And here's the thing. If age is a thing that people put on Will Levis is younger than Hendon Hooker. You just can't give them those plays. That's 70 plus yards, man. You just can't. That safety, you can't put your safeties in trouble like that. Let me know if this thing comes back up or is it completely done. I guess I can look at it too. You have to still commit to that run game. You got to run the ball. Let me see. And this Will can kill him with his feet. We got to commit to running the ball. It's really that simple. We got to run the ball. And when we have a chance to make a big play, we have to make the plays. Now, we can't do this, though. We just can't give up big plays like that. Wow. Yep. Right, Scott? That's what we got to do. Avoid explosive plays. But we also got to take advantage of plays when they present themselves. This kid is special to me. People's talking about size. I even talk about size. His ability to he is Russell Wilson. I think he's a better version of Russell Wilson because I think his arm talent is better. But he's not as thick as Russell is, though, or Russell was. That's going to be an issue with him is how healthy can it be? He's Tua-ish, but I think he's better than Tua, in my opinion. Tua played with a lot more talent, if you ask me. That's what we got to get. We got to get one of those plays. So now Alabama's up. Now, Alabama right now, their defense has got to play better. You got the lead. And one thing about the worst thing about the defense scoring is the expending of energy with the celebration after they score because we don't score much on defense. And a lot of times it's counterproductive and it hurts you on the next drive because you're right back on the field. See what I'm saying? He has too many misses. Now we get him in 3rd and 6. We got to get off the field. They call a penalty, unfortunately. And honestly, this game is won or lost on PIs because they call quite a bit on both teams. And this game is over if they don't call this PI coming up in a few plays. You just got to make them snap the ball. You keep making them snap the ball, they're going to make a mistake. They're going to make a mistake. Because I don't think they are built for multiple long drives. Can they get a long drive on you? Sure. But will they get you with 10 play, 9 play drive? No. I don't think they have done it all year. They want to get you quickly. And this is the play here. Now, it is a PI in my opinion. But it wouldn't be a PI if they were not man. It's just you put so much stress on your players. And, man, it is difficult. Now, that should have been game. That should have been ball game. Or could have been ball game. Next play, touchdown. Now, the good thing about it is, as a team, You get the ball last. Because with them, sometimes it's going to be the team who gets the ball last who's going to win. And Alabama had their chance. They had one pass that they should have had, and they would have won the game. They had one pass. It's kind of weird how we look at the field goal kicker, but the players who play the majority of the games should decide the game. And they had a play coming up that it's ball game if he catches this. Right here. Nope, it's not this one. It's the next one then. 3rd and 10. Nope, not that one. It's coming up though. If he catches this ball, it is probably a 20-yard gain, and they're inside the 15-yard line. Right here. He catch that ball on the 15-yard line. He's going to at minimum the 15. Because there's nobody there. This big boy, they got him, is playing him man to man. He has no shot. No shot if he catches that ball. He might score. And that's it. That was the difference in the game. They don't block people. They had 3rd and 10. Guy comes unblocked. They missed a field goal. And now Alabama does the unthinkable. This safety should have had this ball. Good pressure. Why are you so late? And that's ball game. Incredible. It was meant for Tennessee to win that game. I'm just saying, with all the stuff that happened, with Alabama not playing their best game and making crucial mistakes, they had a chance to win the game. I thought before the Alabama game that we would win this game because the people keep going back to that South Carolina game. We didn't have our quarterback. Same way Alabama didn't have their quarterback, Texas A&M, and almost lost to Texas A&M, whom we are witnesses, not a very good team. Mississippi State beat Arkansas. Mississippi State beat Arkansas because Arkansas didn't have KJ Jefferson. When you don't have your quarterback, you take a step backwards. John, this game is over though. This game? Look, you got to be better than the refs. You got to be better than the refs. Don't put it in their hands. That's simple. This needs to be the game where we play our best 60-minute game. We haven't played 60 minutes all season as a team. If it's not the offense, it's the special teams. If it's not the special teams, it's the offense. If it's not the offense and special teams, if the defense not playing a great second half against South Carolina. Yeah, John. I don't know. I think they should have gotten a 2. I don't know. That's up for debate. I'm glad to see. John, are you able to hear me? Or the broadcast is suspended? Because I thought it was suspended. How are you able to hear me? How are you able to keep commenting on YouTube? Since I see the YouTube icon. We'll fix this next time. Oh, you're on Twitter, John? Okay. Got it. So, let's say this. Oh, it's back on YouTube? Yeah, it must be that CBS logo then. I don't know, man. This stuff is crazy. Thanks, Ace, man. I'll give you guys a couple minutes if you have any questions. I'm trying to make people feel comfortable because I feel real comfortable right now. And I feel real comfortable because We should have won last year. And there's real no big difference in our team. Is Tillman coming back for UT this week? Because that could be a difference maker. But we gave up 38 points defensively last year. I think we can give up less. I know Pitt played them earlier, but Pitt had that game. Bama had this game. Like, sometimes teams are due, right? Tennessee has been fortunate on several different occasions. They have had the football gods bless them on several different occasions this year. And that Pitt game is the start of it. I watched the Pitt game. Pitt honestly should have won that game. Oh, that's Cedric Tillman, John, if he's coming back. Pitt should have won that game. Florida gave them some issues. Now, the score at the end is a little misleading because Florida, I think, scored towards the end of the game. But Florida put up like 5-something. I know Anthony Richardson passed for like almost 500 yards. And I know the total offense they had to have, if he passed for almost 500, like 450 something, they had to have like almost 600 yards total offense. If Florida can put up 600 yard total offense, I think we can put up 500. And Florida did in Neyland Stadium too. So, and Florida was, as I charted the 3 SEC games, Florida was the most balanced team that they played as far as pass and runs. I think it was like, what was it, 45 to 40 to 52 maybe? Because I think they had 80. They have 87 plays or 83. I can't remember. But it's like 45 to 42, I think. That's 87. I think if we're that balanced, I think we are good. Oh, Jones has a foot. Is it Liz Frank? That's not good. Ugh. It'll be better if it was a high ankle sprain. If it's a foot, that's got to be a Liz Frank, which is worse than a high ankle sprain. So, we'll see, man. I feel good. Look, this is. You want 300 yards rushing? John, I really don't care. As long as we win. Because I think our offense can literally put 500 yards of passing on them if we really wanted to. I really do believe that. Because they're secondary. They put them out. They put them under stress so much. And we have legitimately, if Tavion comes back and he's healthy. So you got Tavion, you got Dane, you got Berrien. And to me, I like Magwood. And then you got Rashawn Lewis. So you got 4 to 5 guys who should be able to get open. Pitt starting back average over 6 yards per carry, and Gibbs had over 5, which makes me, yeah. They're going to wear down. That defensive front is going to wear down just because it is not really based on us, just based on their offense not staying on the field long. Even if they succeed, they still not on the field long if we give up big plays. So we'll see, man. I like our chances. And another reason I like our chance, and it started this week already, is the next game is Georgia. The next game is Georgia. That look ahead is real. It's not like they're taking us for granted, but they already see this as a W. They already see this as a W. And that plays into our hands. I hope the bye week is a positive this time. That those extra 3 practices can be difference makers. Can be difference makers. Because if after the Mississippi State game, Yenser and Scangarello said, you know what? We're not going to run the wide zone anymore. It's kind of similar to what Liam Cohen did last year. We're just going to abandon it. And we're going to go inside gap and pin and pull. I think we're better at that. If we can hit them with some big plays, I really like it. Right, John? I see it, man. I see it. It would be great for us to knock them off, and then Georgia beat them, and then we beat Georgia. And I mean, let's just say we finish second in the East. I know it'll piss people off because that South Carolina game was ours. I'm not gonna say the Ole Miss because it was on the road. Shit happens. Even though we kind of, if Will lets Barian Brown line up, that's a touchdown. We win that game. But that South Carolina game is a bad one because we didn't play with all our bullets. We didn't play with a full arsenal. But shit happens. And I think it's about time for the football gods to give us one. Because they took one from us. Now it's time to give us one back. So, look, I appreciate everyone joining. I hope this is beneficial. I think this time slot might be the best time slot instead of doing it in the afternoon. So, the rest of the season, I'm going to stay with this 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time slot. And we'll go from there. Hopefully, on Monday and Tuesday of next week, it'll be a joyous breakdown. And we can have a shit ton of fun here talking about that UT team and how we dashed their hopes of a playoff spot. I'm looking forward to it. With that said, thanks for joining me. Go Big Blue, and I'll see you guys next week.